You could see even with the big winners, they're still struggling. And some of them are getting more creative at where they source the data and how they show it and how they kind of prove the performance. But no one has really cracked it. I mean, I was a little surprised by that, to tell you the truth, because with all the talk of big data that's out there, we only saw like small data in the papers, but I'm sure it's coming.
I think data's all around us and it's how we use it. There's no shortage of data and data capture mechanisms. But when it comes to creative effectiveness, what we've got to do is isolate the piece of data that makes the case. And so data is alive and well. And what we found in the judging was that, a 2 or 3% uplift in one category versus a 60% uplift in another category, or a life saved or an organ donated, needs to be carefully assessed one against the other, against the umbrella of creativity, to select the winners. So data's alive and well. The clarity with which we present it and use it as a persuasive evidence base obviously varies, and the winners were awarded as such.
Whilst we were judging the cases, I was actually interested in the fact that quite a lot of jurors said, "Oh, thank you, this case was very clear, but it was also quite concise." So there was the right data, but there wasn't a data deluge. There were also a few advertisers in the jury, and I think that what they were saying, and I think most agency people agreed with them, is that there are a lot of metrics today, but what are the metrics that are really meaningful? And also some metrics that we kind of present as being results aren't results, they're just means to an end. So it's great to have so many likes or so many tweets or so many followers, but the great case studies, or the ones that we particularly picked up on, are the ones that turn those digital metrics into something more.
I think yes, agencies are keeping up with the explosion of data that is available to us, and yes, clients are using data slightly differently than before, for many reasons. They're under time pressure, and they are under tremendous financial pressure. It is interesting, we're talking today with some of our clients about the concept of data-driven creativity. So imagine we have pretty much every data that you can think of today. You can access media data, transactional data, sales analysis, behavioral data. If you can aggregate it all and access it at any given point in time, and if you have this data sources constantly delivering fresh information, you can actually start your creative process from digging into data.
Measurable data is on the increase, and there are two kinds of entries. Okay, one where clients are genuinely interested in sharing the data, and one where clients are uncomfortable sharing the data. So the one piece of advice I would have for everybody is, if the client is not on board, doesn't want to share the data, don't bother sending the case. Okay, unless the client is an equal partner and wants this as much as the agency does, or vice versa, is when measurable data helps tremendously.